Hey Capricorn, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 8th through the 14th. This is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising. Continuing here with our lovely little mermaid theme. Not Little Mermaid, but mermaid theme. And we're using another mermaid deck. See what is going on in the week ahead for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising. And after we look at these cards, my dears, I'm going to pull a healing message for you from a healing oracle, and as always I will have the info for the decks in the description of the video for those of you who are into the cards. Alright, let's see what the Monday, Tuesday card is here for Capricorn. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And after we look at these, we will pull from another deck. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm telling you, big energy in the beginning of the week. Every single one of the signs that I have read for this week has started off the week with a major arcana card or a very significant card. Major arcana cards, for those of you who don't know, are cards that come in at a time when we're at a significant crossroads, where we have something going on, that has to do with life purpose, life path, a moment of growth, a moment of like a turning point, something that has to do with life purpose, life path, all that good stuff. Now, the Hermit card is a really significant one because it has to do, it's another awakening card, but it has to do with a time when you're really getting clear about your beliefs, your spiritual connection. Maybe a lot of you Capricorns in the past, you were constantly kind of going outside of yourself for direction, for answers, for validation, for confirmation, and you're learning to do what we call in the metaphysical community or in the psychic community, spiritual community, going within. The thing about the Hermit card, the Hermit spends a lot of time alone, not in a depressed, emo kind of way, but in a way where that alone time is very refreshing, very rejuvenating, very recharging in a lot of ways. Okay, so it's very positive time spent. It's not done in a negative or gloomy or brooding sort of way. It's actually a relief. It's actually very uplifting, like you're recharging your battery and having this time connecting with your higher self, connecting with your spirituality. The Hermit card can sometimes mean like finding a spiritual teacher, but the strong feeling that I'm getting for the majority of you Capricorns, it's more kind of like you're finding the answers within yourself, because that's what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling a strong sense of independence. I'm feeling a strong sense of certainty, confidence, feeling like you have the answers. Any confusion you were feeling seems to be clearing up or just kind of fading away. And there's just this inner knowing. It's like you're able to see the path ahead very clearly. You have a good idea of what needs to be done. Now, I like the Hermit card because I kind of always liken it to the caterpillar that goes into the cocoon, right? It might be this alone time, it might be this time away from other people where you're focusing on yourself, nourishing yourself, resting. And then what happens with the caterpillar in that time of rest transitions or transforms into that butterfly. The wings grow, the caterpillar is no longer a caterpillar, it's a butterfly. It works its way out of the cocoon, and then it's able to go places it could never go as a caterpillar, right? The butterfly can explore and reach places a caterpillar could never even have dreamt of. So for me, the Hermit card always comes up at the period before connecting with the soul family, connecting with the spiritual growth, connecting with those high vibrational dreams or goals that you've always kind of had, but maybe they've seemed just a little out of reach because they were out of reach. The caterpillar can look up at the sky, but caterpillar can't really get near it. Not the way a butterfly can, right? Caterpillar can, look up at, things ahead and not ever experience being able to pass over them or reach them because they're so far away. But the butterfly can. The butterfly can cover a lot more distance and see things from a much broader point of view, can experience the world in a very different way, has a lot more freedom. And that's the energy you're coming into, Capricorn. That's the transformation phase that you're experiencing. Now, I have to say, I am not an astrology expert by any means. I'm very comfortable and being humble enough to admit that. I cannot sit here and teach you about astrology. It is not my expertise by any way, shape, or form. It's a complicated subject. There's a lot of parts of it to learn, and I don't know a whole lot about what's happening with the planetary energies in the beginning part of the week. But what I can tell you from what I'm feeling a lot of really big breakthrough energy. I'm feeling a lot of shifting energy, not just for myself personally, but on the whole, like plant for the planet. And even as I'm doing the readings for the different signs for the coming week, the majority of the signs, like I said, no, not like every single one that I've done so far, and I'm more than halfway through all the different signs at this point for the videos, have had a major arcana come up in their Monday, Tuesday, or a very significant big card come up for their Monday, Tuesday. And so these are big energies that are going to go past a week. Hermit mode doesn't last for 2 days. Hermit mode is not simply a Monday, Tuesday thing. It could be Monday, Tuesday, you're beginning to enter into it, or you're beginning to experience the beginning of this transformation. But this is energy that's going to continue with you the next few weeks, potentially over the next few months. I've had several hermit stages in my life. Some have lasted a couple of months. Some have lasted well over a year. And I've enjoyed them. They've been fabulous. They've been wonderful. There's a time and a season for everything, and you're just coming into this season of recharging, of just really, really, really feeding your soul, feeding your spirit, nourishing yourself, giving yourself what you need, not needing it so much from outside of yourself anymore. And that is the most liberating thing ever. That doesn't mean that you're going to live a life alone and in isolation. It doesn't mean you have to be like, Boo Radley from To Kill a Mockingbird. It just simply means that there's this independence, this self-sufficiency, this awakening that's going to eventually guide you into your tribe and into your group, okay? Which is a very beautiful, wonderful thing. Some of you are having an awakening that's going to take you into being a spiritual teacher. And keep in mind, my darlings, there's many ways that this can be done. It's not always simply like, being a psychic or being an energy healer or being a mystic or being a life coach. Those are all ways that you can be a spiritual teacher. They're wonderful ways, but there's other ways as well. I posted something the other day on the YouTube community page and my community posts about how light workers come in very different niches in the world. There was an IT guy, like a hacker type person, and he was finding ways to use hacking to help the police locate missing persons. How genius is that? Can you imagine how much peace and closure this man is bringing to the world by using his genius, his talents, his intelligence to find people that went missing? I think it went on to say that he's been saving people from human trafficking even. Right? The police, somebody gets taken into human trafficking, and the police a lot of times are clueless. They don't know where to go. They don't have the resources. This guy is able to follow an electronic trail and track down these people and tell the police this is where this person is. How amazing is that? And he's teaching young people how to do it by setting up like these games, you know, like some people play Dungeons and Dragons, or they play some kind of like online virtual reality game, or like a fantasy football league. He's setting up a game like that for young people where they can use their hacking abilities to get points in locating missing people. How genius is that? That is a spiritual teacher, my dear. Okay, we don't necessarily think of hacking in computers as something that could be a spiritual thing, but it's serving a very beautiful spiritual purpose, and in helping and bring about, you know, healing and liberating and rescue. Like, how amazing is this? So I don't want you to tell yourself, oh well, I can't be a spiritual teacher because I don't believe in spiritual things, or I'm not somebody who, like, you could be a very scientific person, but you are doing something for the betterment of mankind, and you are helping others to become enlightened or to bring healing to the planet. And that, whatever you want to call it, my dear, is a spiritual practice. So whatever your gifts, whatever your talents are, you are finding a way to use them to bring about betterment for your fellow man. And that's exciting. And like I said, that's way a lot to accomplish in 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, but it's kicking off Monday, Tuesday, and it's probably going to go over the next few months, and you're going to have a lot of fun discovering the things that you're discovering, and having the epiphanies that you're having. So enjoy that time, you know, relish it. Don't feel like you have to rush through it. Your Wednesday, Thursday is Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is a card about shaking things up, okay? Or taking control of a situation. Coming in with this leadership energy, right? Knight of Swords can sometimes also be a no-nonsense kind of character, very opinionated. So whereas Capricorn, there may have been certain areas of your life where you were being passive, you are passive no more. Knight of Swords is also, I'm just make sure I'm reading this right. Yeah, it is a knight, okay? I don't know why for a second I'm like, is it the king? I don't see a crown. It is the knight. Knight of Swords is it's an air sign, right? So you may have air in your moon or rising, not necessarily. Or you may be dealing with an air sign midweek, but again, not necessarily. It could just be that you are embodying the characteristics of the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords has a lot of convictions, okay? Like, they have a lot of things that they're committed to, or beliefs that they're kind of attached to. And once Knight of Swords has made up his mind, Knight of Swords has this laser beam focus on how to bring about what needs to be brought about, right? So once you're clear on the changes that you want to make, you have an action plan, and you're going to town. You're making it happen, okay? So whereas maybe before you felt stuck, Knight of Swords, you have a plan and you're taking action. Okay, you're taking steps forward to bring about the changes you want to bring. See the way he's just kind of coming, like crashing in with this wave? That's kind of the energy with that Knight of Swords. And it's a lot of the energy that's carrying over, Capricorn, from last week's reading. You know, I was kind of like teasing you guys a little bit where you were awakening or coming into this power, and I was like, easy there, you know, like, don't get drunk with all this power, you know, like, release the Kraken. I don't know if you guys remember last week's reading, you know, but this is kind of carried over in that kind of energy. Like, you are a force unstoppable. Whereas maybe before, a lot of life you were being passive about it, or you weren't sure, you wanted change, but you weren't sure how to bring it about. You're getting a lot more focus and a lot more control, okay? And you are trusting your intelligence, you are trusting your judgment, you are trusting your ability to make wise, successful decisions, okay? And if you want to do affirmation work and call on your angels and guides to help you make wise and good decisions, you can definitely do that. You can meditate on it, you can pray on it, but you're definitely coming into this very powerful, self-sufficient energy, Capricorn. And I can't stress enough, it doesn't mean that you're meant to live your life alone. It just means, whereas maybe in the past you felt like a bit of a victim, no more. No more. You are like your own hero. You are your own badass. You know, like that's the energy that you're coming into. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is Six of Swords, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, and I'll tell you why. Six of Swords has to do with getting away from like drama, getting away from anything that was tying you down. There's even a sense of playfulness with Six of Swords, as we see it depicted in this card. You know, we've got this seal here that's sliding around, and he's on a sled, and it looks like they may be having fun. They may be just kind of going on this leisurely ride. You know, he doesn't look like he's dressed for anything special. He doesn't look like he's any kind of a mission or a hunt or anything like that. He just seems to be out for some kind of a little joyride here, right? And he's just, you know, having fun whipping around. So Six of Swords, for some of you, you could be planning a vacation. And that might be something, Capricorn, that you're not in the habit of doing. I know a lot of the Capricorns that I know are all work and no play. They can kind of be workaholics. And when they do things to enjoy themselves, it could be like, you know, going out for the evening, or going to a concert, or, you know, going to some kind of event. But you might be doing something, Capricorn, where you're beginning to plan an actual vacation, right? Like, you know, you're not going into the desert because Coachella is there. You're not going to a certain city because there's some kind of a convention. You're going somewhere simply for leisure. Mind blown. Who would have thunk it? Who does that, right? Well, Capricorn, you're gonna experience that for some of you. You're actually learning to take a trip somewhere just to stop and smell the roses. And maybe some of you, like, you're not in a place where you can actually book a plane ticket or book a cruise, or, you know, like, you know, take time off work. Maybe it's something for the weekend. Maybe there's something local to you that the tourists like to come and check it out, and you might be like, hey, I've lived in this area my whole life, and I've never gone and I've never checked out that part of the city, or I've never gone and I've never checked out, you know, that attraction or whatever. And so some of you might be taking some kind of a day trip or planning a day trip, but you're simply going just to go and experience a change of scenery and take it in. That stop and smell the roses kind of energy, right? That's not something typically that the Capricorns I know are in a habit of doing, right? Capricorns like to have a good time, right? But you know, the ones that I've known anyway, it's like when you do go somewhere, it could be like a social thing, or you're going with friends, or you're going again because there's some kind of an event, but not like this leisurely thing of let me go and explore, right? And some of you may have done that, and you might have certain things in your a chart or in your makeup that maybe bring you into that kind of wandering or stop and smelling the roses kind of energy, but some of you may have not, and so you're coming into energy at the end of the week. And a lot of it could be because you're in this hermit mode where you're going into connecting with yourself, and you're going through your thoughts and the self-discovery, and you might be like, hey, I want to go somewhere for a little bit, and I want to find myself, and I want to be in nature, or I want to explore the architecture or the sites or the historical, you know, places or things like that. You know, some of you, it could be as simple as like going and sitting in a church and admiring the architecture, or a temple, and admiring the architecture and lighting a candle, or just like being in the moment, whatever it is you do there in that religion, you know, some kind of observance. But it's something done simply with the mindset of getting away from the everyday hustle and bustle, to just kind of reset yourself, to be in the here and now, and to experience the sights and the sounds and the smells and the sensations of something new, something different, and just kind of putting the drama behind you and enjoying yourself. Leisure is the key word here, my darlings. We're going to check out your healing card. And again, guys, I encourage you to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some weeks those may resonate more. They may give you a little extra information. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do if you click on the Calendly link in the description. You can book your private reading with me. All right, but let's see what your healing message is for the week. Ooh, nice. I want this homework. Your homework for the week, Cappies, is sleep. Sleep, 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 sleep. Now, you have 3 here on this card, which is the number of the Ascended Masters. And 2 is the number of keeping the faith. If we reduce this number, 3 plus 2 equals 5, means really big changes are coming ahead for you. And a lot of karma is going to be cleared up for you in the near future. Now, Ascended Masters are trying to bring you information. What better way to receive that than to sleep? When we sleep, we download a lot of information. Okay, sometimes we don't remember our dreams, but we might wake up with an inner knowing, or we may wake up with certain epiphanies or certain realizations. And so, you know, a rested body, a rested mind, a rested heart is going to make much better decisions, is going to be able to think more clearly. You are going to have to set up a nighttime routine, Capricorn. Some of you are in the habit of just kind of crashing wherever, right? You may kind of fall asleep at work in your office. You may just kind of fall asleep on the couch unintentionally as you're like watching TV at the end of the day or whatever it might be. You need to make your bedroom a sanctuary. Okay, whatever it is, to do that in that place. Okay, and if there are noises that are bothering you, imagine that they're like, for example, I'm constantly hearing traffic. I wait until way late to record the videos, and you'll still hear cars and things going by. Those of you who watch my videos, you hear them. Like right now, you probably just heard that one go by. It could be 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, there's still traffic going by here. But if I do it earlier, it's constant. And it used to drive me crazy. And so I began to imagine the cars going by were waves of the ocean. And then it became a very comforting sound. So think of some ways, if there's noises that are bothering you, what could it possibly sound like that might be enjoyable? And just kind of imagine that. Work with what you have, guys. Work with what you have, and then over time, you won't even notice it anymore. Okay, but your room needs to be a sense of sanctuary. You need to get into the habit of your nighttime routine. You know, if it's taking a bath before bed, washing your face, maybe smudging, saying a prayer, meditating, listening to some relaxing music, journaling, reading a book, whatever it might be, you need to come up with a routine that says, here is the time when I release my day and I get ready to rest. I get ready to sleep. Okay? It's such a simple thing, but it gets so underestimated. And this is so crucial for you and your spiritual connection. All right? So I cannot stress it enough. Again, check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Let me know if you would like a private reading. And, you know, those of you who enjoy these little spiritual messages at the end, don't forget, guys, you don't have to wait all week for them. I love doing the videos. I love that a lot of you are watching them and enjoying them. But every single day on Facebook and Instagram, I post a spiritual message. I post a card with the message of the day. And every single day I do the pick a card game. A lot of people have been fun playing that. So every single day you get the general message and you get to pick a message for yourself. So Facebook and Instagram, amethystangellight. Get on that if you haven't already. That's a fun little free resource as well. It's not going to cost you any money, and nice to receive more messages. Those of you who are like, but what about my love life, Amethyst? You didn't talk about my love life. I got you covered. I just do the love life stuff separately on this channel. But if you check out the description, you're going to see the link for the love videos in the description of this video. So hop on there and watch the love video. if you want to do that. Thank you so much, guys, for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you a fabulous week, my darlings. Take care.